What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to check out this Tom Misch song, Insecure. And it's a pretty easy song, so we're just going to vibe on these chords, catch a loop, and then figure out some cool ways to kind of jam over it and pick out some cool neo-soul licks and whatnot. So first, let's check out the chords, and it's really pretty simple. We start in the key of G sharp minor, and they're all like kind of juicy chords, okay? So we're going to start with G sharp minor 11, and then C sharp minor 9, and then E major 7, but we're going to play it like this. So many of you probably know this major 7 voicing, but we're going to do this one right here, which is really nice. And then finally, here's kind of the interesting chord. This is going to be an A7 flat 5. Now, in theory, what this chord kind of works as, it's like a flat 5 substitution. So if we were to take the A and take the flat 5 of the A, which would be D sharp, then that would be that would be the 5 of G sharp minor, right? So it acts like that kind of 5 chord that pulls us back to the 1. But let's look at it a little bit more. So if I took that D sharp 7 and simply had that exact shape right there, but exchanged the root note D sharp with A, it would literally make that chord A7 flat 5. So that's just really just how it looks and the kind of cool thing about it. So don't be intimidated by a chord like that. It's really just like, it acts like a 5 chord. It's just tension that pulls us back to a 1. So again, we got G sharp minor 11, C sharp minor 9, E major 7, A7 flat 5. And if we want to look at that, it's kind of like a 1, 4, flat 6, and then, you know, maybe we can call it a 5, right? Flat 2 is really what the A is, but we could think of it like a 5 chord. So it's not that crazy of a chord progression, but it's just got some interesting tones that make it sound cool. And if I wanted to loop it, maybe I'd do something like this. Kind of hit it twice like that. And then you got the riff in G sharp minor. And the first thing about this riff is we want to see that extended pattern. So if we got G sharp minor pentatonic right here, what we always want to see is this little box shape coming down. That's my root. That's really where the pattern comes from. So let's look at this, this riff right here. Now the thing about this riff to make it sound, groovy and everything is we want to really lock in exactly any of those slide moves, okay? So every time there's a slide, we want to know exactly when that's coming in and just nail it and feel the flow of it. So right there, we're sliding up, but we're not sliding down. That's it. Same thing with right there, sliding up, but not down. We're just rolling over that note. And then finally, that in particular, the other two are a whole note slide, but this is just a half note. And what that is that bringing out that flat 5, that blues note. Then you get that cool kind of groove with those cool little moves. Beautiful, beautiful. So it's really that simple. So why don't we just see what it sounds like when we just kind of jam it with the little drum beat and everything, get those 2 parts going, and then we'll throw some cool licks on top of it, and we'll figure out what these licks are and just kind of how to solo over it and how to sound cool. So like I said, when we see our minor pentatonic shape right here, we always want to see the extended pattern. So that goes down here like we talked about for the riff. And then even up here as well. And that's where we're going to start this lick. So with neo soul, you hear a lot of these little like kind of palm muted lines. And we're going to look at it like this. So we're going to start by finding this B triad right here. And we're going to rake across it. And then simply just kind of do like a sequence going down this pattern. So we're going to just as simple as that. Now the trick to this is most of the time when we start out learning to palm mute, and maybe the most time that we ever palm mute, especially if you're learning rock music, is down here you're playing just the low strings, right? You're just palm muting the low strings. Maybe you're just doing power chords. But if you're gonna palm mute these high strings, you really got to change your technique and move your hand and your palm lower so you get those high strings. So you can get that. You don't want this. Nope, you want. When it comes to palm muting, we want to find that sweet spot, not too far forward where we can't hear the pitch of the note, and not too far backward where we're not actually palm muting it. We want to find that sweet spot right in the middle, as well as the appropriate amount of pressure. We don't want to push down too hard, but again, we want to be pushing down enough where we're just touching the string so we can get that. Now remember, whenever I'm playing this lick, I want to see those patterns, that extended pattern right here, and then how it leads in to the main pentatonic pattern right there. And that's going to help me change keys and use it anywhere that I want to the moment that I get this lick down. So that's the first lick. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, this next lick is really fun because it brings out this unique harmony, dissonant harmony that's just kind of unusual, and it really grabs your ear. All right, so again, we're coming from that extended pattern way, but we're going to branch out of it a little bit right here. Now again, the whole point of this lick is creating that dissonant harmony right there. So when you get that stretch right there, you want to make sure those two notes are ringing together. Right there too. So it's really about stretching your fingers out and making sure that those notes ring together. So we don't want to end any of those notes early. Now what good is some neo-soul without some good old soul, bluesy kind of licks right here? So I'm just going to give you a classic one just to throw in there because personally I love that sound and it really just gives it a little bit of that classic edge, all right? So we're going to go like this. And, we're just right around here and, it's as simple as that. One thing we could do with this lick to make the phrasing just a little bit more interesting is not just hammer on and pull off with this part, but play that one note and just pull off. So instead of, we got. That just brings out a little bit more interesting phrasing and it places the accent just a little bit somewhere else. And I think that sounds real nice. So remember, it's always important to take these licks and play them, but then improvise around them to see if they can just kind of seep into your playing and become a part of you and really just lock them down and lock them into whatever style you want to express on your guitar, okay? So that's important. Play a lick, improvise, play a lick, improvise, and go between them. And just these 3 licks is more than enough to really just push you and get you out of your typical box, whatever that may be, with improvisation and sounding just a little bit more cooler, a little bit more you know, a little bit more something different to say than you might normally already say. So the tabs for this, the song, and all the licks are available on my Patreon. So definitely check that out. Lock those in, note for note, exactly what it is, and know what the patterns are, and then you're going to be better and better and better. So I'm going to jam this up, see what it sounds like, and try out these ideas. Do exactly what I said. Play the lick, kind of improvise around it, and we'll see what I come up with. Other than that, I want you to do it. Keep jamming and stay nasty.